felt called to connect with me and wanting to learn more about some options and some tools to offer comfort during your grieving process. So if you look at these steps, the first one is feeling safe. So this is really important because in order for our nervous system to actually heal, and it's important to switch on that rest and digest mode, not the fight or flight. So in order to feel safe, that's important. And you can close your eyes, because closing your eyes allows you to remove the external environment and really just tune inward to yourself, your present moment. And if you're not in a safe environment right now, then you can click on no and you keep your eyes open. And then the next one here is to breathe deeply. So we're going to take 5 or more vigorous breaths, and we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, and maybe some sighs or grunts, or sometimes we might need a primal scream. I've done that one before. So just sit up tall. Relax the shoulders. Just allow yourself to relax. And then you can open your eyes and check that one off, because we did that one. And just notice how that feels on your body. And then up here, we're going to do a self-evaluation scale of 1 to 10. So there's these areas of restriction in the breath, our posture, overwhelm of thoughts, our emotions, and sensations. So right now, I just took those deep breaths, and it was actually really cold through my nose, but I felt a little bit of restriction on my exhale. So I'm going to just write that down. Restriction on exhale. And that was about like a 3. And then I'm going to sit up tall here and notice my posture. I do notice I tend, when I'm especially on the computer, is to slouch. And so I'm going to write slouch. And that is about a 2 right now. So from there, let's see here. The next one is my thoughts, right? So gosh, where are my thoughts right now? I am feeling a little stressed, a little nervous. And also I need a place to rent soon. I need to find a new home. So overwhelm of thoughts, it's a little chaotic actually. So chaos, and chaos level is about, gosh, I would say a 4. So I'm going to write a 4 there. And then identifying my emotions. So I am a little nervous as I'm recording this video. And there's a little bit of anxiety of like not knowing where I'm going to live. So I'm going to write those down. So let's see here. If I can be patient with technology. There it goes. So it's anxiety, and that I'd say is about a 6. And then the nervousness, 6. And nervous, I'm about a 5. So identifying some physical sensations. I am outside and it is a little chilly. I could use a sweater, but at the same time, I'm like really sweaty, especially in my armpits. So sweaty armpits, that's about a 7. And then cold feet and arms because I'm outside. And that's also about a 7. So those are just like literally, these are tools to help me get really present in this moment. And then when I go up here, it says number 4 is, where do I have control of and where do I not have control of in my life? So I have control of my attitudes, beliefs, my behaviors, and my habits. So my attitude right now is trusting that I'll find a home, right? And then what do I not have control of? I don't have control of where it's going to be, or once I send an application, that they're going to pick me. So being picked on the application. So I don't have control of that. Now, when it comes to grieving, I recently lost my dad, and I did have control of being there for him and supporting him when he needed me. But what I didn't have control of is him having cancer. And I didn't have control of when the cancer was going to actually take him. So that's another example of something I was recognizing within myself around grieving. So number 5 is my favorite. It's starting a gratitude practice. So when we're appreciative of life experiences and memories, it actually brings more joy and improved health. So what 3 things are you grateful for today? So I'm going to say my connection with Dad, and then also playing with my dog today, and eating healthy food. And tuning into that makes me feel joyful, and I'm super grateful for that. And now, finding alternative solutions. This one's really powerful because this is when it's called continuing bonds with our loved ones. And these are ways that you can actually acknowledge that our loved ones, yes, they're not actually here anymore, but I can still feel connected to them. So maybe you share their story, a memory of something you remember about them with someone else. Feel their unseen presence. Now, this is something that's on the subtle senses. So to feel like you're being watched and just supported in that way, that even though they're on another dimension right now, that they're still able to watch over us. And then recognize how they inspire you. So Dad really inspired me because he was always had a good attitude, even though he was in pain and had cancer. And then make their favorite meal. Dad did like pot roast, but that's not my favorite, so I probably won't pick that one. But maybe it's your favorite, right? Whatever it is that your loved one liked. And then write their biography, right? So if you just kind of tell their story by writing it out is super supportive. And then celebrating anniversaries, so their birthday or even their death date, right? Because that's something that it's like, oh, I acknowledge this about them. And then finish a project they started. So my dad planted a tree, and he actually, his caregiver gave it to me. And so now I get to finish that project of keeping it alive. And then remember advice that they would give you, right? So, gosh, what would Dad give me? Just to tell me that no matter what struggles or challenges are in my life, that I can still have a positive attitude. So that's a great way to support your loved ones. And then another one here, number 7, is journaling. So if you don't have a journal practice already, then this is really helpful because it helps get our thoughts and emotions off our chest, out of our mind, and out onto paper, and it creates space within our body and mind. So how have these steps helped you? That's like one way how you can start journaling, right? And then it gives me options, right? And you can keep going with that and just write down all your feelings and thoughts, so it's no longer creating extra spot in your brain, but you're releasing it. And then here's an opportunity if you feel like you could use even more support. I offer a free 20-minute virtual session, and if you'd like, you can click here, and this will take you to my website, selfhealwithliz.com. Welcome. So there's a complimentary 20-minute virtual session. Who is it for? Anyone struggling, conflicted, or feeling physically, emotionally, or mentally overwhelmed. Okay, so if you're feeling like called to do this work, then you can click this button here. And first name, I'll fill it out so that way you kind of can see where it all goes. And this is a way that you and I can connect and give you this finding a place to live. I already wrote that. What thoughts or emotions are keeping me up at night? So it's finding a place to live right now. And finding a place to live right now, as well as being patient with technology, right? Because that's a big one for me. And then how would I like to feel and think? Gosh, so I want to have trust that the perfect home will find me. And I want confidence in my ability to use technology. And then you can click that, and that will, you and I will be connected. Send an email to me so I get that directly. And then from there, yeah, that's basically it. And so I look forward to connect with you, and let me know if you have any questions or comments, and we'll see you then. So from my whole heart to yours, namaste.